Hello and welcome to Coding Challenges. In this video, we are going to complete the remaining coding challenges in HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. So, without wasting any time, let's get started. So, here I'm in my folder and we are having the challenges. So, here you can see that in the sixth one is a create a program that changes the background color of the web page when a button is clicked. So, we need to make a program in which whenever we click on the button, it changes the background color. Okay, so how we can do that? For that, you first need Bootstrap. For that, you need to go to Google and search for Get Bootstrap. And here you need to carry just copy down this boilerplate. Let's copy this and go back here. Okay, let's make an index.html file and paste it. Now you can see here's the Bootstrap file, CSS file, and JavaScript file, and here's an h1 tag of hello world. So let's remove this with the button that we are going to use. So let's give the button a class of btn, and let's give the btn one mode means success, btn success, to give it a green color. And let's press okay. Let's give it an id as well of btn. Let's press enter and say click me to change background color. Let's say this. Now what we need some JavaScript, right, to make this project. So for that you need to go here and say script tag, and in the script tag let's say we need colors, right? So let's make an array of colors and say having a red color, we are having a green color, we are having a blue color, purple, we are having violet, then orange, we are having yellow color, we are having a white color. And then is there anything left, right? Okay, so I think everything is done. Okay, let's give one more color here. Okay, let's say okay, last color is left, that is black. Let's give that as well. And yeah, that's all done. Now let's say the number means which color is there on the screen. So let's say the zeroth element right now, and let's click the button as well, and let's set the button to be equal to document dot get element by id btn. And after that we are going to say like button dot add event listener. Click is when someone clicks on this, what we want a callback, and what the callback will do, it will change the background color. So it is going to do like document dot get element. Okay, so let's say body dot style dot background color is equal to. Now here comes the main thing, let's say the colors. And in the colors we are going to take the number element, means we are going to take the zeroth element, first element, means the red color. Means whenever someone clicks on it, the background will change into red. Or we don't want that every time there is red only. We want green as well, we want blue as well, we want purple as well. So for that, what we need to make an addition of 1 to the number. Okay, so let's say number plus equal to 1, but only if it is not the last element. Because if it is the last element, we want after black, the color red will come. So we are going to say a condition here. What is the condition? Number, if number is equal to, so how many colors? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, I think 9. So let's take it as 8, because we always take one less for the elements. Okay, so if number is equal to 8, we are going to say number to be equal to 0. Else, suppose if it is in between, we are going to say number plus equal to 1. So yeah, that's a very simple program. So let's run this. Let's click here. Okay, let's close this. Let's click on the background. Now you can see how is it changing, right? So let's check, is it coming in one way or not. So here's first the color red, green, blue, purple. I think purple, yeah, purple, violet. I think this was what, orange, yellow, white, black. then this red. So yeah, that's okay. So we just okay, let's change the title here. So let's change the title to challenge hashtag 6. That's it. So yeah, that's the first means the sixth project of the list. So now let's start the seventh one. So here's the seventh project. So what's the project is? It says make a program that prompts the user for a string and then reverse it. Okay. So we want the string and then reverse it. So let's do this by making an index.html file, and let's give the basic boilerplate. Then let's say challenge hashtag 7. After that, let's say we are having okay. So now let's make a script tag and say let string is equal to prompt, enter the string to be reversed, and we are going to say then for okay, let's run a for loop here. As if for let I be equal to 0, I smaller than we can say I smaller than the string dot length I plus plus. And what we are going to say then, we are going to make an array here. Let let's say let new string is equal to an empty array. Okay, we are going to do that, and after that, now what we are going to do, we are going to say okay. So we are taking the let a is equal to 0. So let's reverse this loop. For that, what we need to say a string dot length, and the last index is always one less than the length, so we are going to say -1. So string dot length -1 small, and it is like greater until or unless it's greater than the number 0. So if it is greater than the number 0, and let's say minus minus. Okay, now what we need to do, we are okay, let's say not 0 but -1. Now here what we can do, we can say okay, first of all let's say console.long I, because it's a little bit confusing. So let's do that, and let's click on go live button. Now, now let's say Ayush, and let's go to console here and see what's there. So it's saying okay, 4 starting 4 3 2 1, okay, 0. It's working nice. Now let's say one more time Ayush, press enter. Fine. Now what we need to say new string, new underscore string dot push. And what we are going to push, we are going to say string I, and after that's done, we are going to say new string new okay, we are going to say let new string. Okay, here's let's name it new string arr, and let's say new string array here, and let's say new string to be equal to new. Why is it coming like this? Yeah, so let's say new underscore string arr dot join, and we are going to join like this, right? That's it. Without now let's do this and go back. Let's say Ayush. Okay, let's say new string. Now as you can see, here's the reverse. So now let's say prompt, or you can say alert. The the reverse of your string is, we are going to pass the new string here, and let's save this, and now let's go back here, reload it. Let's say Ayush, So the reverse of your string is HSUYA. Let's, instead of string, let's give the real one. So for that, let's say here, let's pass the string. Now let's reload it. Ayush. The reverse of Ayush is HSUYA. That's it. So yeah, this project is also completed. It was a simple one. So let's move on to the next project. So here comes the next project, that's challenge number 8. It says create a program that generates a random quote when a button is clicked. So we need to make a kind of program in which when someone clicks on the button, it gives a random quote. Okay. So how we are going to make that? Now for that, let's make an index.html file here, and let's give the basic boilerplate, and let's give it where get words.com. After that, let's make a button, or let's give the basic boilerplate right now. Let's copy this, or let's just give this, and now let's say get words.com. After that, instead of this h1, let's give a button here, btn.btn success, and in this, let's say get word. Let's do this, and let's give the button an id, or let's say on click, let's say get word. Let's do this, and now let's say script tag, and now here we are going to make a function here with the name get quote, and at this place we are going to give the quote. Now let's say let quotes is equal to an array, and the array will contain a lot of quotes. Let's take them from Google. Let's just say top 10 words. So let's go here and take the top 10. Okay, let's take this first one. Let's copy this and paste it, not like this. After that, let's make more and just paste them. Let's copy this, paste it. Now everything is ready here. We have a container for the quote with some basic styling like width, margin top, border radius, height, background color, text align, display, flex, and justify content, align items. Then we are saying that overflow is going to be hidden, no overflows. And then suppose if there is a word wrap, we want to break the word. Okay. So that's it. And here are 10 quotes. And here is the text, dot text with the background color, with the color of black, and the font style to be italic. Okay. Now let's say get quote whenever we get that. So here on container, let's give the container an id. Let's say this an id of, or let's take the class only. Let's copy the class, and let's say let container is equal to document dot query selector dot quote container, and then we are going to say like container dot inner html plus equal to txt, not plus equal to, I think so, equal to only. So let's say txt, not like this, let's say p. Okay, so let's say div tag class. Now let's say txt. Now let's close this using slash dev, and let's pass here. Okay, let's make, now at this place okay, let's pass the quote number. That's it, num. So what is going to be the num? So the num is in fact going to be equal to, num is going to be equal to 0, and there are 10 quotes. So let's say if num equal to 9, we are going to say num equal to 0, and suppose else we are going to just do one thing, else we are going to just num plus equal 1, and that's it. So let us save this and let's go back, reload it, get quit. So as you can see, here are the quits, again and again, again and again. So that's it. We just created this project as well. So now let's go into the next project. So here's the next project that's of challenges, and make a program that takes in a temperature in Celsius and converts it into Fahrenheit. So to do that, you need first the HTML boilerplate of Bootstrap. Then we are going to do that. So what we need at this place, we want that whenever someone gives any kind of Celsius and Fahrenheit, we want it to be in the conversion. So what we can do here, first we can say here Celsius. Okay, let's do one thing. Let's make a dot, or let's make an input box with the form control here. So let's say control, and we are going to do that. And let us say here, like, say we say enter the Celsius. In fact, in the question it says uh, it takes the temperature in Celsius and converts it into Fahrenheit. Means we don't want any input from Fahrenheit, we want only Celsius. So we can do one thing, we can say here enter the Celsius degree, and after that we are going to do that, we are going to say a container. So let's say Fahrenheit container. Let's copy this, let's make a style tag here, and let's say dot Fahrenheit container with the width 400 pixels, 400 pixels, and height of, let's say, okay, let's give it a height of 100 pixels only, and let's say display flex, align item center, okay, let's say justify content center, text align center, and after that let's say color, background color to be equal to something like light blue, and after that let's try this hexadecimal code 1b 1b 1b. Okay, that's a dark one. So let's choose a color here equal to like this much. And after that let's say color to be equal to black, font style italic. That's it. So that's the code of Fahrenheit container. Now what we need, okay, let's make a script tag here now, and let's take the input box. So input is equal to document dot query selector in, that's it. Now what we are going to say, we are going to say input dot add event listener on, okay, let's say, okay, so let's say input dot add event listener change, we are going to say, okay, let's take the container as well. So let's say let Fahrenheit container is equal to document dot query selector dot Fahrenheit, okay, Fahrenheit container. That's it. So now let's save this and let's say Fahrenheit container dot inner text is equal to, and what we are going to say, we are going to say like this input box, right? So we are going to say let Fahrenheit equal to the input dot, okay, input dot value. Also let's take like let Celsius is equal to input dot value. Okay, and we are going to convert it into a new number. So let's take it new number, and we are going to take the value of this number. Okay, and after that is done, let's say Celsius into 9 by 5 plus 32. This is the formula for converting Celsius into Fahrenheit. So let's do this, and let's say is equal to Fahrenheit. Now this much of code should work. Let's click on go live. Now let's go here and say 32. Nothing happening. 89.6 is coming, right? Okay, let's reload it. Let's say 0. Okay, so it was not coming at that time. So whenever someone change anything here, um, okay. So let's give it some margin top and border radius as well. So, and let's say margin top 20 pixels. And after that, let's say the Fahrenheit is, and let's say inside this braces, let's pass the Fahrenheit. Okay, so now that's done. Let's go back here, reload it, and say 20. Fahrenheit is 68. 0, 32. Let's say 100, 212. Let's say minus 40, minus 40. Let's say minus 1, 30.2, 1, 33.8. And we can give anything else as well. So that is how you can make a pattern. I mean, okay, so if nothing is there, 32, because in fact, if you take a number, it's if nothing is there, it's invalid. In a default, let's say 0 only. So yeah, the project is completed. That's all for this project. Now let's move on to the next project. Now here, as you can see here, is our 10th and the last project. So it says create a program that displays the current weather for a given location using an API. So what we are going to use, we are going to use the API for weather. So for that, you can go to Google and search for Rapid API, log in and sign up. And here you will get a bunch of APIs for different tasks. Here let's search for weather API, and we are getting a lot of APIs here. So let's say this one, weather API by API Ninja. And here, as you can see, now here what we need to say, okay, so let's say Node.js only, or let's say JavaScript fetch. Now here we are getting the things like options, X Rapid API key, Rapid API host, and we are having a fetch as well. So let's copy up this much of code and let us see, are we getting any kind of result or not. So let's copy this, and first of all let me just copy up this. Okay, let's just copy this thing here, copy code. Now what we need, let's make an index.html file. Let's try it out by using a script tag here, and let's paste the code. Now after that, let's click on go live, inspect, and we are getting an error. So we are getting, okay, now here's the thing, cloud cloud count 100, feels like 3. Okay, I think it's like humidity 89, max temperature, minimum temperature, sunrise, sunset temperature, wind degree, wind speed. So min temperature, temperature 6. Anything else about this API so that we can get that? agency popularity, service level. Okay, here's a website of API Ninja, and it says like, so here we are passing any cities, right? So what is the city here? So the city is Seattle. That's why it was giving like that. So let's say India. No, India, not India, but we can say Lucknow. Let's save this, and now let's go back here, reload it, and go to the console. We are getting like maximum temperature 33, minimum temperature 33, and yeah, that is accurate. So now what we need to just pass out this data here. Now what we are going to do, we are going to say, let's make it as a function. Let's say get weather, and okay, and after that we are going to say here as city, means which city do you want, and after that here we're going to pass it as a string at this place as city. Save it. Now what we are going to do, we are going to make one input box here. Input dot, okay, first of all let me just put my bootstrap here. For that let's go here, let's search for getbootstrap.com, and after that let's go to docs, search for tables, because we want tables right now, and we want this thing only. So let's go here, copy this, not right now but right now. Let's go to introduction and copy our this thing here, go here and paste it. Now let's make a differ here. Okay, they are both script tags. These are CDN links. Okay, so here's the CSS file. Let's copy this. There's a link CSS, and now let's copy this, paste it. Now after that, let's go here and bootstrap.min.js. That's it. Let's save this. Now what we are going to do is next thing. Let's make a input box here with the form control, and okay, let's press enter and say in the placeholder enter the city name. After that, we are going to do one thing. We are going to make a container here, not a container but a container too. Let's have a container too, and let's go back here. After this, let's say style margin top 100 pixel, no 50 pixel. Let's give that 50 pixel only, 50, or let's give 20 only. That's it. Now what we are going to do, container 2 is there, right? So let's say let container document dot query selector container 2. Now here we are having a container 2, right? So what we are going to do, we are going to say when we are fetching the response, let's make a button here. Get weather, and let's say on click get weather. That's it. Now after in the response, what we are going to do, we are going to say in the city the document document dot query selector dot form control. Let's say form control. That's it. Form control dot value That's it. Now what we are going to do is the next thing. Everything is going fine, right? Now here container dot inner html plus equal to, let's copy the tables here, tables. So let's copy this much here, go down, paste it. Now here we are having like, we are having 1 4 2 3, mark this, and we want, means here I'm going to give humidity this and handle. This is one more given there, but we want only 3 columns. Let's remove the last one here, and let's say okay, so we have a th. Now let's go here on our website and let us see what's there. Okay, something is there like 1 2 macabre auto. Okay, first row, second row, and this is first last handle, means these are the headings, right? So let's say hashtag, and let's say type data in numbers. After that we are having one handle here, so let's remove the handle first. Let's remove the handle here, and let's remove the last element from each. Now let's make 1 2 3 4 5. That's it. I think 5 is enough data. So let's say console.log response. Now that's it. Let's save this and go back. Let's say Lucknow. Now here is the data. We are having a cloud count. So here it feels like temperature. So 33. We are going to give first this humidity, then max temperature, minimum temperature, and then we are going to give a temperature, right? Or let's give the wind speed at last. So feels like humidity, max temp, wind temp, and finally the wind speed. Okay. So in the first one, let's say the first one was feels like. Okay, so in this response we are going to say response dot feels like, right? So first of all, let's give here feels like, and after that response dot feels underscore like. After that we are having the next as humidity, and let's take this as response dot humidity. And after that let's give max temp, max temperature. After that let's give the minimum temperature, so min temperature, and in that let's give something like response dot min underscore temp temp, and that's it. So and at the last, let's give like wind speed, right? So let's give wind speed, and let's give here wind. Okay, let's say response dot wind underscore speed. Okay, so that's it. That's done. Now let's save it and go back to the website, reload it. Let's say Lucknow. Click on get weather. Feels like 33, humidity 38, max temperature 33, minimum 33, wind speed 2.57, right? Let's say Delhi. Click on get weather. Okay, so I just gave a plus equal to at this point, and after that is done, we are going to say document dot query selector input dot value equal to null. That's it. Let's save this and say Delhi. Feels like 32, humidity 13, max temperature 35, minimum 35, wind speed is 2.06. So yeah, that's the last project and we just completed that. So we have just completed our challenges, means the 10 challenges we have just completed. And yeah, that's all for this video. Meet in the next video with some new build and technology. Till then, see you.